Hello and good morning. Welcome to the episode. I want to let you know before we get started that this episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. We'll tell you more about them later on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Marriage Be Hard podcast. I am Melissa.
I'm Kevin Allen Frederick.
And listen, if this is your first time listening, which camera am I looking at? This one? Very good. If this is your first time listening, this is a podcast where we talk about life, love, relationships, and we bring in some of our favorite couples, people that we know, sometimes people we don't know, and we talk all things love and relationships. Regardless, it's going to be a good time. Title of this podcast was inspired by our New York Times best-selling book, Marriage Be Hard.
Marriage Be Hard, available everywhere books are sold.
Correct. Please go out and buy that and support that. So today we have guests.
Hey-o.
Hey.
We have Alonzo and Dawn Nelson.
Hey.
What's up, everybody?
We're in the house. We're here.
They're here legitimately. We had you guys on Marriage Be Hard. No, Marriage Be Hard. That's
Love
this
Hour.
podcast. The Love Hour was the first
Yes.
iteration of the
Yes.
podcast. But it was virtual.
It was.
Was it during the pandemic? It was before the
it
pandemic?
was-
like
was
right
coming out?
after-ish. Yeah, it was
Yeah,
after.
coming out.
Was it after the pandemic?
We're still
Yeah.
in the pandemic.
I'm not going to lie to you. The way my time,
I can't.
The government said it was over, but people keep getting
the
sick.
government did say it was over.
Yeah.
Nobody was like, man, all right, enough of that. Ain't
But
no more stimmies.
my brain can't conceptualize time
Me
really
neither.
well.
No.
Cam talked about this really quick. It's because when you don't do anything different, there's
Yeah.
nothing for your brain
Okay.
to remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
And during the pandemic, we did the same thing over and
Over.
your brain usually remembers moments, memories, things like that.
Yeah.
Traveling, leaving work, something. We was in the house watching shows every single day. A whole year does not exist.
But
Yeah.
it also, it's more than the year. It's like 2020, 2021.
It's
Like
all a blur.
2020, you're kind of like, but then when you're like last year, I also may mean 2018.
There's no canon
Right.
events.
But see, ours is a little different. We had a little bitty. She had just turned one right
yeah.
before the
And now you have something.
So we're in the house like, oh, she walking, she crawling, she what? Like time is happening.
Yeah.
I don't care
Yeah.
what's happening
Starts
outside this
talking,
house.
all that
Things
stuff.
are happening.
We didn't
Yeah.
have nothing but Oreos
Right.
and Netflix.
Nah,
And that's it.
And I was training to go back for the next Olympics. So it
Correct.
was a whole
Yeah.
thing of
Yeah.
Oreos was not existing.
No, they
Oh,
couldn't
you
get
was
out.
in there working.
Oh, listen,
Yeah.
like for like as our child grew, my husband was like, "This is your weight growing. Let's get it up." I was like, "Yeah, it was real." He was so
You the
serious.
baby.
Yes.
I love it. Okay, so I'm sure you guys have followed them on the Instagram, following their journey. They just had a little baby. Wait, so now you had two then since the pandemic?
Yes.
Girl, why did I just put that together?
Yeah, you did. Yes, yes. The pandemic was not bad for us all.
You was working in more than one way. Okay, all right.
Yes.
So now you have three.
No,
we got
two, girl,
two.
stop.
Two.
Slow down.
Yeah.
My
No,
math,
just
and
two.
that's why
Yes,
that's why my math was off, because I was like, how did she have three and I
Right.
missed all three? You
Right,
had
right.
two.
Just
Okay,
two.
now
Mhm.
this
Yeah,
math
yeah.
makes more sense for me.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, so listen, Dawn sent me an email.
Yeah.
Okay, and she was like, so listen, what if we talked about this on the podcast? And I said, well, that's brilliant.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're
Absolutely
welcome.
brilliant.
So we're going to do it. And this is the thing, you guys. We talk a lot about, or I guess there's a lot of discourse about insecurities as it relates to women with weight gain and what your body looks like and feels like after you have kids. I've yet to really see a deep dive on the insecurities of men. And I'm going to say specifically, okay, all men, but specifically Black men who have to lose their hair.
Shout out Bevel. Bevel, you've been there for me since the beginning. I love you.
I'm still trying to find my thing.
You gotta come Bevel. Let me get you on that Bevel.
I was gonna ask.
Bevel, man.
Every bald guy, I ask
Yes.
him like, "What do you use?" So I've had the razor I use for my face, cut my head up. Then
Yeah.
I
It was
got
pretty
the free
Yep.
bird.
Yep.
Then it's like break me out in the back. And then somebody told me about a Mach 3. And so I've been using Mach 3, but I get too excited and I
Nick
gas
yourself.
myself again. So I'm
There's a
still
lot
trying
of
to
blood
find-
early.
Yeah.
Guess still eats himself for
I,
real. though.
I also have a lot of head meat to cover, so there's a higher propensity to cut myself because
Yeah.
it's just a larger surface area. But let me get you with the Bevel.
Bevel.
Okay.
Bevel
Okay.
straight razor, smooth. If you excited, you will. It ain't like you won't.
Or
cut
if you're
yourself.
rushing.
If you rushing,
Okay.
that's why I don't like to shave when I'm rushing because
Gotcha.
I'm gonna cut myself.
Yeah.
But as far as smoothness and no razor bumps, because that was my biggest fear was the razor bumps. And
Yeah.
Bella said, "You ain't gonna get no razor."
Yeah.
So I'm gonna hook you up.
Sounds good.
These are the bald men conversations that
Yeah.
black men have to have. Okay, so listen, let's start at the beginning of your journey, okay? Let's talk about the moment you realized you had to cut your hair off. This is the thing. I know, hold on, let me back up. If you want to know all about Alonzo and Dawn's love story, go back to the Love Hour episode.
That's episode 1.
Yeah, go back.
Go back.
We ain't going over that no more. Okay, y'all, we got that. I'll stitch it together. I'll link it so y'all can be like, who are these people in case you didn't watch? I don't know
That's
where you
what's up.
were, but in the event of, you can go back. We don't want to start there. We want to move forward.
grown.
Okay,
Okay.
Growing.
I'm
All
moving
right. She ain't had no
forward.
babies then.
Just one step forward.
Ain't about my past.
It's about my future.
Yeah.
So we're moving forward. So I'll
Yes.
link that so you can know. But we're starting from this point. So tell us.
Okay, so I think it started for me. How to do it? I was like mid
You want me
30s.
to tell the truth?
Come on, Don.
Yeah. So when did you notice my journey was starting? Because
She said, hold on.
It's been years. No, and the reason why I say that is because, okay, so we've known each other since high school, but it's always been that joke, just even in the beginning of his hairline. Like
I always had
got
like
a nice forehead. He has a nice
I
forehead.
had a big,
Right.
yeah.
And so with that, then it kind of starts to fade a tad. So then he was insecure. And I mean, even when we were dating, I was like, okay, he thick, he good. But people kind of make comments. And as soon as we were probably like, I don't know, 3, 4, I feel like when you would start to be like, oh, I'm good though. And I'm like, you got to keep saying I'm good though. It's
Yeah.
starting.
It's
It's
starting.
starting. We're not there.
No, yeah, I used to have
But
to.
it
I used to
started.
have to like hype myself
Yes.
up, like I'm gonna be all right today.
Wait, how old about?
So we got married in 28. So like early 30s.
Yeah.
Early 30s.
Early
Very
30s.
clear.
Okay,
Yeah.
but that feels appropriate. You got through your
Yes.
20s.
Yes, but not
So-
appropriate when you don't ever want to let it go.
Got it.
Yeah, because
Because
it's
he
one
would
of
see
those
guys
things where.
walk by and be like, he still got his.
Yeah,
And
I'm
I'd be
looking
like,
at
I
people's
ain't no
hairlines,
boo. I ain't
jealous.
no-
Like, oh my gosh, it's so thick right here. I think.
How old are you?
Right.
How old are you?
Yeah. So I know exactly when it started. So we did a 20s. We did a roaring 20. We went to a
Oh,
roaring
yeah.
20s thing.
I feel like I've seen this picture.
and
Is
my,
it on your
and
Instagram?
my wife, like we parted it in the middle like this, right? Once we did that was my hair was like, oh, I can't take it no more. Cause I was like, my this part of my head ain't been the same since. And I'm like, come on, like come in. So I'm like, I'm doing the rolling thing.
Come on,
the,
praying
the,
over
the,
it.
the
Yes.
microderm thing,
Like I
and
thought
like
answer prayer.
I'm upside down because I seen something was like I need to send blood. I need to send blood to the top of my head, so
That
I'm
is
like
true.
doing
Are you being
headstands.
facetious?
I'm so serious, bro.
Wait,
You was
he's not
upside
joking about
down?
none of
Like
this.
for a minute a
It's not
day,
gay.
like for a minute. I wanted my hair to come.
You see
I
how
was like,
his voice even keep changing?
why? I'm like, why is this coming in
Lonzo, what
so
was you doing?
aggressively?
It's coming in
This
full.
is all
Full.
like this started growing and then this
And
stopped.
God forsake you
Like,
right
come on,
there.
like, I thought I was healthy. I thought I
How were
was
you
healthy.
turning upside down? Did you get
No,
one
No,
of
like a
those?
headstand. I get in a
Yes.
headstand. Like, yeah,
And
like I'm
legit
like,
be like, hey, babe, start the clock
Hey.
real quick. He be like,
yes, like no,
60
for real.
seconds on the clock.
I'm so
not a
serious,
game. This
bro.
is-
Like blood
this
got to
is
get
a
there.
struggle.
So
Wait,
if
where
it's
did
blood,
you find this? But I think this is true because that's essentially what PRP is.
yeah.
It's they're
What's
putting
PRP?
platelet rich in
thank you.
Platelet rich
plasma.
plasma.
Yes.
I've gotten it before in my knee.
Yeah. Wait, what did it do in your knee?
So you know they take the blood out, they spin it, separate the healthy cells, and
Yep.
then put it directly into the injured spot. So it's like instead of
So it can
say
heal faster.
say 2 days go by, it's really like 3 weeks went by because your body's a rush of all the
Yeah.
healthy.
Oh, it's making you
Oh,
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Wolverine?
There you
Yes,
go.
you know
Yes.
he heals
Oh,
fast.
Wolverine.
Yes.
Yeah,
I heard
yeah.
you say Wolverine.
Oh, no,
I was like, what
Wolverine.
is, okay, I'm
Yeah.
learning a
So
lot
that's
today.
what they're. So
Yeah.
I didn't realize it could you do that for injuries. Okay, we're off subject. I'm
Sorry,
sorry. I just learned
Nah,
something.
nah.
Yeah,
Just
this is
learn
learning.
That's a,
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
so
a finely tuned athlete.
That-
Yeah.
Regular people don't have that.
this is called being an Olympian.
You should
Right.
not.
Regular people is ice.
You don't need
and sit
to.
down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don,
Take
get the
whatever
blood
you
and spin it.
I was like, yo,
good blood back.
Olympics in like
again.
3 weeks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so so you're hanging upside down. I'm assuming now I don't think it's the same because you said it's the plasma
Right.
part.
Yes. I
But
know what
it's
you're saying
okay.
about the
That's
blood.
But
fine.
Trying
it's
to
just
get the
sending
blood
blood,
to the
yeah. So I did. So then I started getting the spray, like so I can spray, and I got a.
I was gonna make fun of that, but you did it.
Yeah, bro.
all of
Look,
it. You
I
ain't
tried it
hearing
all,
them.
dog. I had the fibers. I was like,
Did you have waves?
I used to.
Oh, he had beautiful.
I had them.
That's
Right.
waves,
That type
man.
of
When you
beautiful-
have waves,
Yes.
it's a different attachment to
Yeah.
that.
I didn't
Yeah.
even have waves, and I still went bald.
Yeah.
I was like, God, that ain't supposed to go.
I know, but I
Yeah.
feel like when black men, especially, because you know this a
Yeah,
thing.
you take
Ooh,
pride in
you
that,
got
yeah.
seasick around me.
Yeah.
You know you got
Yeah,
seasick.
yeah.
Like it's a
Wave
whole
check.
thing.
Like I'm watching kids like got the do rags and pull off 3 do rags and their hair out like
Yeah.
they woofing. Like what you mean you woofing? You could grow your hair out and then you can lay it down. I couldn't do none of that no more. So I was like, yeah, it was hard. It was really hard.
Did you contemplate getting the tattoo?
So I didn't contemplate,
'Cause that's
but
what we're
my
not doing.
barber talked about it.
We're not doing
I even talked about going to Turkey.
You were
We're
serious.
not
the
doing
You
that.
would, listen, my brother, I love him. He was bald forever. Then one day he came back to LA. He had a hairline. I said, wait a minute.
Where'd you get
What did
that
you do? He
from?
said, man, I got the tattoo. I said,
They did have the tattoo.
he had a tattoo when he got the.
Yeah.
I said, you can't do that.
Nah.
He was a barber. I said, what did you do? He said, I wanted my hair back.
Jay had waves too.
He had waves.
I even did I tried to like the
You sound like an infomercial. You
Bro, I
tried the
tried it
fiber,
all. I
hang
put
it
the,
upside
like,
down.
my
PRP.
one of my barbers, he put the what was it called? Like you just
The
put the
black-
hairpiece on. Like
Yes.
did the
You
hairpiece.
are
You did it.
lying.
And
It
when
was
you came
horrible.
home,
I
with
did it
that,
for the baby
me,
shower.
You
It was
did.
going to the
For
baby
me, it was too aggressive because we
aggressive
went
for
from
me. I was like,
slightly
dang, he
faint
cut it
to,
out.
oh, my man's is back to 21.
Yeah.
And I was like, but that's not where we are.
It don't
right
even
now.
go
It
with your
doesn't
age.
blend, like, I
go.
didn't like it.
I'm not married to this
Yeah.
person.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
It was, so our baby shower.
But as black men,
Shut up.
I had a hat on the whole time. I never took that hat off.
listen,
So
I'm
then
glad we're talking about
the
this.
evolution of hats.
Yeah.
Got
Listen,
it.
we haven't talked enough about this. We be as black men.
What?
We roast each other.
Yeah.
But them hairline, like
That's
you
a
be in
real-
that mirror
Yeah.
by yourself.
That
I
cut
remember
deep.
being like, because what happened with me, them sides they was out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm in the mirror like, well, I'm tripping. I'm like, Liz, is it gone on the sides? And God bless her heart, she never lied. She was like, it's that gone, but it's not there. Because I used to
Yeah.
have this, and then it just had
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
mess.
straight
I had
line.
the straight Lego helmet. I had the Mr.
The
Hightower.
Lego helmet.
I had the
Yeah.
Lego helmet. I said, what happened to my
Yeah.
It was just down.
Yeah.
And then my brother, who was my barber, he was like, you're going to have to go with the fade. It's going to hide it for a little bit because they don't expect you to go down here. If you fade it up high,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
let's do that.
Get the ball fade.
Get the ball fade.
Yeah.
That bought me about another 18 months. But then the ball fade then it was like, oh, we're going to
Yeah,
meet you here. I
nah.
said, why are you going backwards?
What's going on, bro?
Why are you going backwards?
Yeah.
And it hurts.
It does, bro.
'Cause I couldn't do them.
It was even harder for me because, again, I'm a high school teacher. I'm a high school teacher, so
Yeah.
like these kids got in they prime of hairlines.
Right.
You know what I'm
They
saying?
don't know no different.
And they come for you. They
And
will
they,
come
and
for
they
him.
check. They already checking you out. Then so like the few times that I would get like a real tough spray, they'd be like, "Oh, you got the black magic in." I was like, "I don't want it to be that obvious." Like,
You got the Jalen Rose.
First of all,
Yes.
you shouldn't have noticed.
Yeah,
Okay, so
right.
shut
why
up.
you looking
you.
so hard? Yeah,
Stay out of my business.
right.
So that was the hard part, to be honest. He got to that phase where it was just like, okay, I know he's going to the barber. He's coming back pretty dark.
Yeah,
He's coming back
yeah.
on point, but like that's not on
It's like
point.
too
You know,
on point.
It was
I get it.
aggressive.
Yeah.
But
They're coming back pretty
but
dark.
I
Yeah.
understood when he
Yeah,
left the house.
yeah.
I was like, "Hey, babe," you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
But the thing is you could tell like he would have moments he would come in and he was chill and he'd be like, "Hey," and I'd be like, "Hey," you know, he's like, "Am I good?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah," I mean, because we here
Like,
now. What
yeah,
you mean?
like,
What you
I don't-
know?
Absolutely.
Like you said, I was truthful, but you can't hit.
Yeah,
You just
I
got
hated
it done.
going to the
Yeah.
barbershop. Like I never liked my haircuts. Like,
Yeah.
and I was just like, and so probably like this year.
Yeah.
No, I started last year because even some of my videos, my teaching videos, I had like a full hat on because I'm like, I just don't have the energy to like try to do my hair like blend it in and all that stuff. Either that or I ran out of fibers and I'm like,
Because the one. Okay, just y'all listen.
Yeah,
Kev,
what?
it's real.
so
Kev,
yeah, you
listen.
tell me more.
Alonzo,
'cause
I didn't
was-
know you was gonna come in with the full
Bro,
honesty.
hey,
He
like,
came in
Look,
with
and
he tried
real quick,
everything.
I'm
I
gonna be
tried
honest.
it all.
I'm so serious. I was not, and this is gonna sound super weird. I don't know if you guys have really met people like this. When we got together, I had never in my life met someone that would just be honest in a way where it's like, you look real bad right now by telling the truth. Like he would say stuff like, "Oh, I thought," I'm like, and I would tell him like, I don't know if I was ready for that.
Oh yeah.
Because no, but not even in it was a great way. It was so refreshing. I had never experienced. I'm talking about how something embarrassing happened. Something like that. And you just I'm not going to tell anyone. Alonzo come like, babe, and I'm like, whoa, pause. Guess
Yeah, I
together.
can't. Nah.
And it nothing negative.
You
it was
in my
just
circle.
Like,
you with me?
wow,
Like you know
he
it
just
all.
tell the truth. And
Yeah.
so you said him coming and being honest.
That's
Y'all
who
don't
he is.
understand.
Yeah, like
the brother don't know no different.
I got it.
And
I
like
know
I said, me and my
different
sister
stories.
would be sitting back like, I wouldn't have told nobody.
Want to take a quick break from the episode to tell you about one of our sponsors, Fabric Life. Look, our boys are away from the summer, and we just took them on a college tour. And as they move throughout life, we want to protect them even more, right? We know that they're going to be growing up, they're going to be driving, they're going to be leaving the home, they're going to be unattended as they grow, age, and change. And we want to make sure that their future is secure. And with Term Life from Fabric by Gerber Life, you can help protect your family so their future is secure no matter what happens. Of course, in life, you don't want bad things to happen. But as we grow in age, we realize that much to our chagrin, bad things happen. And the only thing worse than a bad thing happening is bad thing happening that you weren't prepared for. All right. And that's what Fabric Life is here for. Fabric was designed by parents for parents to help you get high quality, surprisingly affordable term life insurance policy in less than 10 minutes. Fabric's new lower prices could mean potentially significant savings over other providers with great quality policies like $1 million in coverage for less than $1 a day. Life insurance can have a bad rap for being complicated, but Fabric Life makes it easy to apply with seamless digital experience. It's all online and on your time. And if you need extra support, Fabric's team of licensed insurance agents can answer questions along the way. It takes less than 10 minutes to apply. See your quote and then personalize your quote to fit your family's needs. You could be offered coverage instantly with no health exam required. Fabric has partnered with Gerber Life, trusted by millions of families like yours for over 50 years. They also have over 1,600 five-star reviews on Trustpilot.com. That's amazing. Fabric has a 30-day money-back guarantee, and you can cancel at any time. Fabric was specifically designed to give parents like you affordable term life insurance, plus wills, access to college savings funds, and more, all in easy online experience. Protect your family today with Fabric by Gerber Life. Get your personalized quote in seconds at meetfabric.com/MBH. Once again, that's meetfabric.com/MBH, MEET, fabric.com/MBH. Policies issued by Western Southern Life Assurance Company, not available in certain states. Prices subject to underwriting and health questions. Take care of your family. And now back to the episode.
I wouldn't have told
Since
nobody.
you
And so,
asked.
now, I remember he went through this phase where, what's the spray thing? What's that?
It's the fibers. Yeah.
Okay, the fibers, right?
Okay.
So he had done, he's practicing and working on fibers. And so now when he's done, he's exiting the premises. And I'm like,
it's
oh
like,
no, that lining isn't where. So I'd be like, it's a dip right there.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
so he would be like, hold on. So now he got his tissue and he like,
So
wait.
art to
Look,
it,
so he
though.
like, where is it? Right
What?
here? Right here?
Yeah.
And he going, I'm like, yeah, go back a little bit. Listen, because we're not
so
going to leave the
then-
house looking great.
You can't
that
do
way.
that.
We're not
Yeah, you
gonna
can't
do
do
I'm
that.
like, back. He's like, back. Like, and I got his hand.
And you
got
gotta
to
use the dry. You gotta use the dry
Like,
tissue first. Because
yeah.
if you use the
How
wet
does the
one,
fiber work?
it's like
You create the hairline?
It's spraying sand on
Yeah,
your
well, so
it's
yeah,
spraying-
like,
it's like
you
black
got paper.
sand. I'm
Like
not
so,
playing.
when I first started, before I got like better at it, I would have like a piece of paper.
So he in the back
and,
of the
like-
wood with papers. Ooh. But when I say when you have a down woman for you,
Come on,
man.
Dog.
I was ready for all
All
the
of
phases.
it.
Yeah.
And
Like,
every
the thing is,
iteration.
I saw, no, but honestly, and marriage be hard. Not that it was hard. I saw it coming. I
Right.
saw the evolution. I'm like, oh my goodness. I saw his confidence change.
Yeah,
That's what I'm about to say.
No, it was real. And I saw him being like, okay, almost like, where are we going? You know how a woman wants to know, like with 4C here, I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to know, am I watching it today? I need to know on day 4, the
Correct.
style my hair going to be.
Correct.
He's like, hey, are we going? I'm like, oh, he's all right. And I get to see, I'm like, oh,
Like,
my baby's
how can I cover
calculating
this
his
up?
hair.
Like, how can I cover this up? Like, for real, yeah.
Because not trying to be funny. We're going places where people going to take pictures. It's
Yeah,
always something. So it's not really,
absolutely.
you don't want to say it like this.
Yeah.
We not always the average Joe when you go
Right.
places.
It was
So it's
stressful
like, man, you
too,
gonna get
yeah.
caught.
Cause
Yeah.
even like I teach yoga and like in the sequence that I teach, they go into a headstand, and so it's like if I got my stuff in,
Oh, and you
if I
turn-
gotta show somebody how to do it, I gotta like it's a patch. It's like not a patch, but it's
But I
a
get
mark.
it.
You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
that's
Like
This is a lot of
it was
mathematical
horrible.
equations.
Oh yeah.
Okay, but wait, let's go. I know we're having a good time
I
right
know,
now, but this is real.
I was like, are we
Yeah.
talking about marriage? Be
No,
hard. Or we just talking
no.
about hair?
But this is the real part about it, right?
It
The
is.
real part about it is what you kind of alluded to it, and this is the real part about it that I keep saying, but I'm gonna get to it. Is it affects your confidence?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
your outward confidence, how you feel about yourself, and most importantly, how you feel or how you think your partner feels about
Yeah.
you
So
now.
it's the
So you
that
don't
you
feel as
changed.
attractive
That
as
is
you were
the
when we
part.
first started
Thank
talking.
you.
You know,
1000%.
because you'd be like, "What's up, baby girl?" Like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, you know you got it together. Now it's like, all right, like you can see, like I'm different now. Like are you still into me now that I'm different in this way?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think the other thing that he kind of hinted towards was, you know, before, you know, you can kind of, you get your hair done right. It, you know, wasn't so great. You know, sometimes, oh, what age are you now? It's like, you're grown.
Yeah.
No, you know,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Period, point
Because,
blank.
when
That's
you
it. That's
going
all.
bald, it is.
Yeah.
It's,
I
it's
agree.
so many levels
I ain't getting
for real
carded
to
no
going
more.
bald.
No,
And he
right.
was like, I've arrived here now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah. Once again, it's another, like, we're grown. Like, you know, you always say, like, you bought your first house.
Yes.
Oh, you got
Yeah.
kids. Like,
When you cut your
I didn't
hair
even
off.
realize, like, dang, going bald. He grown.
Yeah.
Grown. Like,
Yeah.
it's so many levels to it. And the thing that it sounds, I know this may sound crazy. I was weirdly, like, happy to be like, I'm going to be here. Like, I'm aggressively be here for him. Because I'm like, I need him to know this ain't changing a
I love it.
thing.
I love that.
And it was like, oh my God, it's my time. It's my time.
Yeah, this is my time.
You know what I'm saying? I was
Yeah.
like, boo.
You come
Go
on.
ahead, because I seen this one dark dude who's bald with a beard like you. Guess what's going to happen? For real. Like, I'm like, I need, you know, because I
Yeah.
saw it. Like, my husband is a confident dude.
Yeah.
Like, he likes to dress when he dress. And I'm like, okay, he's that dude that walk through and they be like, oh, I'm like, he on my arm. I'm on his
Yes,
arm. Okay.
yeah.
All the levels. And then it was just like, yeah, okay, I'm going to wear a hat today. He's like, you think this hat? And I'm like, oh, shoot. He's never been that dude. You know, some women have to be like, this is what you're wearing.
Yes.
Alonzo
Yeah.
legit is like, what you wearing? He like, bet. I'm like, okay, I ain't never had a dude that know how to match my fly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
He
I was
wasn't
so
coming with that
self-conscious.
same.
Yeah.
And
Energy.
that was.
But we did it
interesting.
That's
together, though.
hard,
Yeah,
too.
it is.
We did it together though, because like it was just one night I was like, I'm sick of it. I'm just tired of it. Like I just need to
How
cut it all
long
off.
though? How long is the lapse of time that you're like fighting to make fetch happen before you're just like enough?
Well, like for me, it was like at least 3 or 4
I
years.
was about to say it was years.
Yeah, it was some
Okay.
years.
It was, yes.
Yeah.
This was a true transition
Yes.
for you.
Nah, for
He
real,
did
yeah.
not want to let it go.
Because I was
Like, it was
talking to
clear.
my barber too, and I'm like, look, dog, I'm ready to cut this. I was like, no, you still got some time. It's like, no, I don't, bro. But okay, like, and it's like, does it look like it's coming in a little bit more? It's like, well, then, like, we need to. So I'm like, give me a boosie fade, like, do something, like I want all of this to be low so that this low don't look
as
as
low.
low. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And it was just like,
Okay, so hold on. Let's
was
go
literally
deep a
my
little
journey.
bit. Was it?
Bruh. I
What?
started having to go to a haircut. When I was young, you get a haircut every 14 days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You going bald every Friday.
yep.
Because
a
once
week.
it start growing back,
Once a
it's more obvious that this
Yeah.
is not with the low even the low even becomes, well, your hairline is there. So you got to go even lower, and the bald fade or the boost it.
Yeah.
You go bald, it buys you more time.
It does.
But you can't go 14 days with that.
Nah,
Because
you-
once it come in dark, you like, hey.
You look different.
You don't have, okay,
That's
cut me
not
down
right.
Friday.
Yeah.
Cut me down Friday.
Yeah.
So look here, I'm making fun of Alonzo. It's about a couple years for me too.
I was gonna say, so tell me, what does this mean to you? What are you holding on to? Are you holding on to youth?
that's a good
Are you holding on to, I don't know, like fill
Okay,
in
let
that
me
blank?
say this. Let me put this in a way maybe you understand. And maybe Don too. You guys are both athletes.
Don is an athlete. I'm just a person
do
that
that.
used to run track.
Melissa still have athletes to this day right
Listen, I
now.
already saw you was on that
Yeah.
trip. I was like, get it, girl. He's up here on toes. A little more.
Yeah.
It's like, good job. Way to cycle through.
The thing is, at least for me, the hairline wasn't even something that was a given. Right?
Okay.
Like something you didn't.
I didn't think about it.
Okay.
My hairline, my
Yeah.
fresh
Yeah.
haircut, my
Yeah.
line, that's not even something you think about. It's the same way you guys are in shape. Say you just can't, you're not in shape no more. And you just like, where your abs used to be, ain't no abs. And nothing you doing is there. You just like,
And there's nothing you can do about it.
nothing you can do about it. You doing sit-ups, you eating right, you doing all this stuff. Like,
And it's not changing.
and it's not changing.
Nah.
Now you're like, oh, I didn't even realize I was self-conscious about this.
Yeah.
It's something
Yeah.
I didn't even realize bothered me. And in your community,
Okay.
what if everybody's always pointing out abs?
Yeah.
Because in the black men community,
They always
we
Yeah.
always point out the
Yeah.
hairline. You always checking out other people's hairline. Like if
Yeah.
you bald, it's like, luckily most black men can pull off a
Yes.
bald head.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
God gave us that. But if you that hairline, and also you don't grow up shaving your head bald.
Yeah.
Most black men don't cut their hair. We go to barber, so it's also a little bit of like, I gotta shave my own head.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
Like my brother was like, "This is how you do it." I'm looking at the back of the bevel. He was like, "Go here." You know what I'm saying? With the
Yeah.
grain, all this stuff.
You do
but
gotta
like,
figure it out yourself.
you gotta
like,
figure it out yourself.
yeah.
And the barbershop is also a part of your community.
Yeah.
So we in the shop talking conspiracy theories,
Oh my
sports,
gosh, yeah.
therapy.
Yeah,
now I don't even be in
politics.
the shop. I be driving by like,
I
man,
ain't
they
got
probably
nothing
in
to
there.
talk about.
I don't
Ain't
even
no
be in
reason
there.
for me to be there no more.
Yeah. So you're using part of your social
Yeah.
fabric of that. Like
Yeah.
it's all that stuff. And again, you looking at yourself in the, and that's also, you look in the mirror, you see your hair every time.
Yeah.
You gain
Okay.
weight after a while, you are the weight you are. It's not
Yeah.
something you think. But your hair, you brushing your teeth and you just like,
To that same point, when you look in the mirror and you're bald now, you actually see yourself aged.
I was gonna ask
You know what I'm saying?
that.
Okay.
Like, and it's a
Mm.
different kind of badge. Like when my beard started growing, like that's a different badge.
I
You
get
know what
that.
I'm saying? Facial hair, like, oh yeah, you a man, man.
Yeah.
But then when your hair starts to leave, that's like, okay, you're becoming an
I get this.
older man.
Yes.
You
I
know what
used
mean?
to look relatively young, had a young looking face. That bald, that man's
Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
We was just at dinner after a tour stop in Boston. Josh got carded. Mel Mitchell got carded. That bartender looked at me and Greg like,
What
yeah,
you want?"
y'all good. You
Y'all
for
over here being somebody's daddy. Y'all
Right,
like,
Yeah.
right.
when you look older than them, you for sure can do it. It
Yeah.
ain't even no question, you know.
Yeah.
So it absolutely is, and plus the gray,
Yeah.
right? And you look at yourself, you're like, dang, I am a man. I'm
Yeah.
a grown
I'm grown.
Yeah.
man. I've been paying the mortgage. We done owned the
Right.
house for almost
Right.
20 years.
But it's different.
That's
It's
just a
different.
place to live.
Yeah.
You was a young homeowner. That's all it was. That bald head and
You
beard.
ain't no young man no more.
You is somebody's
You
father.
a man. Yeah.
And then you go downstairs and look at your sons. Pristine. My
Bro,
baby. Boys got
hey,
pristine. And you a high school
Hey,
teacher?
Yes, I'm
You
seeing
looking at pristine
every
hair?
hour, all hour. Like, look at this. They get now
You don't
they
even
got
appreciate
locks
it.
and they getting
Bro.
locks and they
Getting
still
locks.
and they cut their hair at will and like cut this off and then come back.
My
and all.
sons were like, I want to grow
what?
my hair out. Next Thursday.
It's
Go
out.
fro.
Bro, yeah.
My son dyeing his hair. He having braids. I
Yeah.
said, oh, you
Doing
just
everything.
experiencing whatever. You do whatever you want to do.
Just
He
pulling
had
at the scalp,
cornrows.
just like
He
pulling,
just-
like,
My youngest son was like, you got a fro? I want a fro. His hair literally went like this in my eyes.
Did he imagine it and it just popped up?
Dog.
Bro, hey.
Y'all
You-
got the Duke. You got this. I
Remember
wanna
that
have
Snickers
this.
commercial? The Snickers commercial where the guy's like he's bald and he's like standing in front of the mirror and he's just like, I was like, I wish I could grow it back just like that, like for real, like
Bruh,
Yeah.
it's serious.
It's serious
And
business out
I
here.
know we want to talk about this, and Dawn's kind of alluded to it. One thing that tremendously helped me, I don't know if Melissa did it on purpose or she knew, she was like, you don't look good. And I was like, you sure? Because that first time, I was in the mirror like, oh my.
hey, Harper didn't like it.
Oh yeah, our oldest daughter.
She-
And listen,
she didn't like it.
Is
I
an
thought you
honest
was
individual.
supportive.
No, my baby, the 4-year-old.
Oh, Harper,
Oh,
my baby.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So our daughter name is Harper.
Oh,
Yes, I
she
know.
see,
So-
you got that honesty. Y'all good.
Yeah.
And luckily, I had kind of built him up for a while. So get ready, get ready. She waking
But it's
up,
like my
get ready.
baby. She's like, where's
She
your
was kind
hair?
of like, Baba.
Like, where's
Oh.
your hair? Yeah.
And he was like, and I was like, why did you? He said, do you like it? I was like, she just gave you a different Baba. I like the tone with.
Yeah.
She was like, yeah. I'm like,
She's like,
I'm
get
like-
it
I was
back,
like,
bro. She's like,
let's talk for a second.
Yeah.
We got to be nice to Baba because he doesn't know if he likes his hair right now. Well,
That's
the lack
good.
of. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
His hair right now. And she was just kind of like, okay. And I'm like, you could, get that.
She
You
don't
just
care.
like jabbed him in
Yeah,
the throat right
yeah,
now.
she
I
don't
had to. I
understand.
even had to ease my students into it. So like
Yeah.
the day after I cut, when I cut it, when I came to school, I had on like a kufi, and so I was like, I got something to tell y'all. And they like
the whole
some
thing.
like a lot of
The
them
whole
didn't
thing.
even know. Like they was like, oh, are y'all pregnant again? I was like, nah. Like are you leaving? It's like nah. And so I just pulled my hat off, and like
Listen,
some of the kids
gas,
fall out.
He
Some of
recorded.
them like,
They was like, listen, Nelson,
like
why?
yeah.
Uh-huh. Someone was like, I like it. I was just like, I like
Yeah.
them kids. Where they at?
Where they at?
Yeah. And then
Oh.
and then some of them be like, I didn't even realize you had hair. It's like, okay, now
Everybody chill out.
now,
All right,
yeah.
you're doing
too
too
much.
much.
You know what I'm saying? Like, okay.
Yeah. No. It was,
Dang, that is crazy. But this is something that women experience, especially after pregnancy.
Postpartum.
Postpartum hair loss
Mm-hmm.
is real.
so the thing with that is this is because of my girls. I ain't experienced none of that. Not a damn scram. I feel like as I called him, I was like, it's going back. Like it was like it just
It flourished.
I've had so many people. Like his mom was telling me, she was saying how, in particular with her daughter, my sister-in-law, she said her teeth got brittle.
Meditate.
She was
Oh,
like, her
yeah,
hips, she
that
was
is a
saying all
thing.
these
Teeth
things.
got brittle?
Women
All
get cavities.
calcium and stuff.
Yep.
Your
baby
whole
just snatch
body
it.
changes.
Your
Everything.
all
You
your
growing a
organs are in there
whole-
like
that-
this.
Yes.
Baby
That
is
baby done
pulling
pulled that
everything
teeth.
out
I
of
need
you,
some of that
nigga.
enamel for when I'm gonna get my
Exactly.
teeth.
All
Let me
of
hold
it.
that.
And I remember she was telling me all this stuff. So of course, first pregnancy, I'm nervous. Like, oh my gosh, like I would like to keep hair, but I'm like, I was like, prepare yourself because I really don't know. And literally, friends was like, sis, I was like, right? Like it was, I did, and that's why I was like, now I need to learn how to do my hair because I was wearing natural, but not as much. So it's almost like my whole
It's
pregnancy
pretty
and
flourishing right
flourish.
now.
Big
It's
flourish.
This is what I'm
pretty.
saying. The second baby.
style I like the best too.
So we had that was a whole nother conversation.
I
He
love
was
it.
like, could you do the part on the side? I was like, but bro, I like the bang. He was like, yeah, but like I'm telling you, you look better. And I'm like,
Took my advice.
hey, so then it went to like,
It's so
so
pretty.
you don't like it when I wear it? the
You
other
don't
way?
like
I be
it. Now
happy?
we need to have another conversation.
I like
Right.
that too.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so.
I love it. Well, listen, God, you are God's favorite. Okay, you've got a
it's moments
direct,
in my life where I was
direct
like, he
line
is
to the
good.
mainland.
He is good.
Correct,
Yeah.
because everybody almost got the testimony.
Right.
There's an influencer actually that she's probably using the fibers you're talking about. I just put two and two together. But there's an influencer that I follow. She
Want to take a quick break from the episode and let you know that this episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Listen, I just turned 40, and you know something about turning a new age, especially a new decade, it really makes you think about your life. Am I doing what I wanted to be doing? Am I in my best in my body, in my mind, in my spirit, my mental health? Am I achieving my goals? It'll have your whole brain in a tizzy, right? And that's okay. It's natural, it's normal, it's necessary. And sometimes, we're faced with tough choices and the path forward isn't always clear. And that's why when you have difficult decisions around your career, your family, which way should you go, left, right, up, down, and all that type of stuff, therapy can help you connect with what you want to do and how you want to navigate your life. So you can move forward with true confidence and excitement. Listen, you got to be able to trust yourself that you can make the right decision that align with the values in life like anything else. You practice it and it gets better. Listen, straight up, your boy Kev will never lie to you. I am a better man because of therapy. I've been a better husband, a better father, and just a better person for myself. It's great to be better to others, but sometimes you just want to be the best version of you for you, and that's good enough as well. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Let therapy be your map with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/MBH today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp.com/MBH. And we'll see you next time.
had a little girl recently, and the front of her hairline turned into baby hairs.
Aww.
And so she sprays the situation so it gets thick when she's pulling it up in a ponytail. Yeah. But I can imagine, my kids are 16 and 14, which I don't think I experienced postpartum hair loss either, because in that picture where the kids are in red after we took, my hair was flourishing.
It was good. That's prenatal.
I never took prenatal pills.
Yeah. Prenatal God.
I was out here being rebellious for no reason.
Right.
But what I was going to say is that is another layer of like, when you're, especially, y'all got married at what age?
28.
No, different question. When did y'all meet?
Meet in life?
Or start dating. That's the better question.
Okay.
So it's like 26, 7? Yeah.
Yep, 26.
Yeah.
At 26.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girl, why my brain said 2026? I said, we not there
Nah,
yet.
we ain't there yet.
Y'all went into
Is
the
this in my
future and then
imagination?
came back to the past. I'm
Right.
confusion.
Yeah.
So at 26, okay, that's a good young. Everything is working and looking good
Absolutely.
age.
Yes.
Sure, listen. In the
Yeah.
wedding pictures. What?
Yes, fire.
Yes.
And then to like literally what marriage is growing old
Yes.
together.
Yes.
And it comes with those changes. Not only, we often talk about the attitude changes. Like I tell the kids all the time, Isaiah got a little girlfriend.
You okay?
Some days, most days I actually be okay. But then on some of days, I be like, because he's always says, I'm trying to be like you and father. I'm trying to be like you and father. And I said, this is the thing. I didn't like avocado at your age. And I do now, and I'm almost 40.
Yes.
That's just like such a small example of the things.
It
Hold
is.
on. Why is my mama? Ma, let me call you back. I'm shooting. Okay, bye.
They know we at work.
That just
listen.
be
Your mama
blowing my
just
phone
called.
up.
Don't listen. No, when I was training, I don't know how many times I have to tell you all, family members, what time practice. This is my
This
my
my
job.
job.
This is work.
Please don't be offended. I am not answering.
Correct. I am
So,
working.
I am working. Like, because if a mistake happens, you're gonna be like, what happened?
Hey,
What a
what-
phone call threw me off on the third set.
Come on.
He threw my
So
laundry
do my
out.
whole situation off.
So,
Just
yes,
don't
I
call
do
me right now.
understand.
Matter of fact, why ain't you at work?
Right. Exactly.
We also text our kids in school, so we are no better.
They ain't at work.
I was about to say, text after class. Junior.
I'll be texting at school like, are you paying attention? Because you didn't take out the trash when I told you to do that. So you weren't paying attention then. Are you paying attention now?
Yeah.
I got questions. Yes. So anyway, the point is that you're so young. Your body is changing. Your attitude is changing. Your likes, whatever is changing. And so you get with someone, and the scary part is like you have fallen in love with that 26-year-old.
Yeah.
Yes.
Not just in attitude, but also in like physicality.
Yeah.
Which is also why even cutting your hair could be a big thing. If you're like, I like your hair to the side, but I cut my hair off.
Uh-huh.
That's like,
That's real.
what you think?
Uh-huh.
Because I like it, but what if you don't like it?
Yeah.
I'm nervous.
That's
Yes.
the other thing.
How do you feel about this? I don't really know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, even after having, like, you probably said this already, but after having babies, right? Like she's self-conscious now, and like, her body has always been, that was the
'Cause it was
the
snatched.
pace,
Period.
right? That was her job, is to
It
keep her
was
body up,
pristine.
And,
Yes,
and now
come
that
on.
she's had this
All
baby and her
Olivia.
body's different, I'm like, no, but you still look good, and she's looking at herself in comparison to,
Yes.
What was.
Olympic gold medalist self, and I'm like, no, this is different, and this is a good different, you know what I mean? And I have to continue to pour
Encourage
into,
that.
Yes.
those emotions, because because when I'm not around, like, she has to be able to pull, like, okay, my husband does like this,
Yes.
You know what else is also you sparked this thought, Alonzo, is like we're attracted to our spouses. Hopefully, most people are attracted to their spouses. That's part of the reason you're together. But you gonna grow, and that person you see, like our wedding song. One of our wedding songs is "I love you till your hair turns gray," which also I still love you getting a little weight. Now that has happened.
Now here different.
But like, is there more than that physical
Yes.
attraction, right? Because some people, even
need-
friends of ours, is like, if you're
Right.
not stays, like, if you
That's-
ain't snatched,
That's
Yes.
not a deal breaker.
right? But
Yeah.
that, I think in order to grow old with somebody until death do us part, you ain't gonna be looking at that
You're just
person
not. You're just not.
that's 50 and 60.
Right.
Social media makes it hard, though. You know what I'm
For
saying?
sure.
Say more,
like,
say more.
They're making it easier. Like, I just saw SZA just said, like, she got the BBL because she was tired of working out.
Yeah, she
You
said
know
she
what I mean?
wanted to
Oh,
get it
snap.
faster.
Yeah.
SZA
Really?
was little, ain't she?
No, not no more. She got
But like she
She
said
had
that,
a-
and so like women, like, we all have these cheat codes that they can
Yep.
use.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, it was a joke back in the day, because I'm trying to remember what movie it was, but it was Eddie Murphy, and like they got to the hotel room and she started pulling out.
Oh,
like,
No,
all
I'm
kinds
gonna
of-
get you
I'ma
sucker.
get
I'ma
you
get you
some.
sucker.
My
Yeah.
eyes
Are
aren't
really
really
mine?
green.
Yeah.
Right, just started pulling
She took the
all the
booty
body.
off.
Yeah, and it's ha funny, but like, this is real now.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
with filters as well.
Yeah.
Like, we really rarely present as the person we are.
Our
and
true
you competing with a person that got a BBL.
Yes.
And nothing against plastic surgery.
No.
Right.
But you're comparing yourself to a
Yes.
person who's not
Absolutely.
basically playing the game the same way you are.
No.
You right?
Yeah.
The Kardashians got their butts in and then took them out. They're not popular no more.
Yeah.
Take that butt
Yeah.
out. We down to
Absolutely.
regular butts, and we like, oh, I want to be like them.
And they're the standard.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You know, and our kids see this stuff, you know what I mean? And so, yeah.
I mean, that's a whole another conversation. Saying our kids are seeing this. We got 2 girls.
I was gonna say they talk.
So-
the studies talk about how social media has affected,
negatively
especially
impact
the
little
way
girls.
girls see themselves.
I mean,
100%.
this even the way that we talk with some of his. So he's a high school head track coach, and so I help him out. So I go out and I'm talking to these boys.
You be
and-
smoking them kids?
Do you understand me? I'm sorry. Do you think this is a game?
You think this is
Yeah.
a game?
Because
Yeah.
the other
I
thing
ain't no
is
lip-
Never
Olympian.
beat me. I'm my worst.
I know they
stat.
probably be trying you.
Hey.
every day.
I bet you I
all
can
day.
beat you.
Every
If
day,
you don't
all
get
day.
on these
But what's
blocks.
so nice is now he's assistant coach at first. Now he's head coach. So you have the ones that were freshmen, sophomores. I smoked them already, so they understand. This is
Yeah.
what- I
So-
get paid to do this, so this
Yeah,
is not a game.
yeah,
it's not a
This
game.
is for fun.
I'm a
you want trying to
professional.
figure out life. I'm
Yeah.
Y'all just had spaghetti and
so-
chocolate milk. Please.
literally.
Don't come over here.
Right.
I'm for real.
And
Yeah.
so now you have their juniors and seniors, and now you got the new fresh sophomores that are like, oh man, they like, hey, dog,
Don't
Don't
even
even
try.
try.
And I'd be
For
like, let
sure.
him speak his
Yeah.
piece.
Yeah.
Go
Yeah.
ahead and run it so I can run
Go
it.
ahead and run it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
This is
100%.
not a game. But what's so special with that is they get to see a woman in this position. Because Alonzo said, he was like, Dawn, to be honest, he was like, you are in many ways the only kind of like strong woman in their life, right? Half of them talk to their mama any kind of way.
Yeah.
Some of them living with their grandmothers and they understand like
They
whatever.
don't- they
she
don't
can't stop
respect
me.
them
Yes,
like they.
it's
the
Exactly.
grandmother, yeah.
And so with me, I always talk about this. First of all, we're helping raise young men.
Yeah.
So when you say you're gonna do something, you're gonna do it. And I've told them I am okay with you saying I can't do that right now. Because some of them I said, y'all getting all these tattoos. You don't know what you want in 2 days.
Sure enough.
You're not gonna know what you want by the time you graduate. And it's like, why can't I get one? Because let me tell you, I promise you, by the time you graduate, you can be like, oh, in that spot I should have got it. Or
Yep.
I don't even like snakes. I got it all wrapped. So I was like, I told them, I said, do me a favor. Can you promise me you'll at least wait till you graduate? And it was a couple of them like, yeah. One boy was like, I don't really know. I said, respect it. I respect it.
I respect it.
Because also, I'm only seeing you for a couple hours after school.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is, if you're going to say you're gonna do something, be
Let
a
your
man
yes
of
be
your
yes.
word.
Man,
Yeah.
your word, yeah.
And it's funny how my boys understand that, and the other ones, if they don't, they be like, "You ain't gonna tell Miss Nelson you gonna do something you don't
Come
do." I'll be
on.
like,
Yeah,
"Tell them."
they hold each
Tell 'em.
other accountable. Yeah.
Exactly, hold each other accountable. But anyway, so just being a woman that I don't even know how we even got.
I
on.
don't need that. I forgot to.
But yeah, but
It makes
yeah.
sense.
We're talking about. Oh, yes. Our daughters.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So having daughters and talking to these young men, literally, they've even come to me and said, like, Miss Nelson, like, what do I say to a girl? Because I was like, how do you let them know you like them now? They said, oh, you do a DM. And I was
Yeah.
like, pause.
Yeah.
You don't
They
say it
just
to their
share-
face? And
they
they're like,
just
no.
share-
One
they
boy
share
was like, I'm taking
social
a girl
media.
on a date. And he's like, can
No,
you
to
help me?
say
He
that.
literally, we ride
Wow.
to attract me. He said, will you sit by me? Will you help me come up with things to talk to
They don't
her
know how
about?
to interact. in
He's like,
person.
I don't
Because
understand.
social media is
Because
their
yes,
primary form of
literally.
communication.
And I'm thinking like, my daughters are it's going to be work by then.
Yeah.
Oh, much worse.
I don't know
The
what
kids
it's
growing
going
up now,
to be.
the iPad is an extension of them.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
The baby, my nephew, he get my grandma's iPhone and he taps her. She looking over there. He'll tap her, and when she looks,
Oh, stop.
he's like that. And when she looks, he's like, "Appreciate you."
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
nah.
funny.
And he's on the game.
These
on
little
her
toddlers, they
phone.
walk
Yeah.
around with their iPads like it's a
extension.
briefcase.
Absolutely.
Like
Like
it's
a briefcase.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are we
Like
going out to
Somebody
eat?
calling you on their phone. Get
Make
out.
sure.
Yeah,
Move.
stop.
Oh,
Like,
Hey.
this is
Hey.
a 2-year-old's favorite motion.
Literally.
Yes.
I'm on my
Literally.
game.
All
Move,
your
man.
Yep.
all your notifications.
Yes.
Get out of
The
my way.
United States could be hit.
Right.
Red,
Like, you gonna miss
red
that one?
button.
Red.
Yes.
I'm
Yes.
watching I'm on my
Hey.
Roblox.
That's why
Hey.
we had to let our
Yes.
daughter know, don't play with me.
Come
I
on.
know you saw that.
I know you
'Cause
saw
she
that.
swiped. I said, excuse me. Are you swiping on my watch buzzed?
Yeah.
Are you swiping on my? She was like,
You just
My
hung up on
watch
Pawpaw.
buzzed.
right.
Just
You
hung up on Pawpaw.
just went to some of your favorite people in the world. Yeah.
I don't care. I'm playing this game.
Exactly.
Yes.
I'm on that
Literally.
game now.
Yes.
But I always say, raising our daughters, I had an interesting relationship with my dad, but I have been to tears multiple times just thinking about my daughters will never know some of the hurt that I've, from a father, that true unconditional.
That's
You
good.
out here living wild. Or you being perfect and I accept you as from their father. Like it is, like when he plays with them, I'm serious. I'd be like, what? Why am I crying again? It's so many times that I see them playing and I'm like, they will never know.
Oh,
They will never know.
that's really impactful.
Oh my goodness.
That's
And
beautiful.
I seriously, I'm like, this is when I say it's what I pray for. When I say, I'm like, Lord, to be honest, us being together, and this is so like, okay, she corny, but it's true. It is to me one of the most beautiful examples of God's love for me.
Say more about that, Dawn. That is beautiful.
Because seriously, I mean, been in a relationship before, and I've known I want to be married. Like I knew it, but for the beautiful things, like I understood it was not perfect. My parents did not stay married. That's fine. Saw some unhealthy relationships, but for some reason, I always believed it was possible to have a healthy
Absolutely.
relate. I was just like, I don't know. I know that's trash. Just like I thought trash.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm like, I believe that I could have that. Didn't know from who, didn't know what. But when we got together, I was just like, I don't know. But I feel like he has a lot of the same morals. I've seen his upbringing because we've known each other so long. And when we got together, it was the sense of, it was like, I didn't have to be hard no more. Like, because I'm just not gonna wear heels every day, oh my goodness, hair. I told you I had to learn how to, because when I was running, I'm like, braids, I ain't got time for that.
Yeah.
Like, I can be,
Yeah.
like, I'm
Thugging it.
straight up.
Yeah.
And in a relationship, if there's going to be a lack, it won't be on my head. Like, I'm going to handle it. And it was like, I was able to just be like, oh, he's a genuine, real loving guy that's like, no, I want you to thrive in all the ways
That's beautiful.
that you want to, that you dream to. Like,
What shocked me about that, though, we went on our first date. She thought that she wasn't fit to be loved.
I did.
She didn't think that she would ever experience that kind of love. And I'm like, what you mean? I've been waiting for you.
Oh,
You
that
know,
is so beautiful.
I did. I was
I've
like,
been
wait, what?
keeping up, like, you know, and I've been waiting for my, you know what I'm saying, my time. Like, you a catch. You still a catch. You know what I mean? And now that, like, I'm a school teacher, right? And I feel like school teachers have a different, like, level of, like, expectation on their lives. Like, I don't have a personal life, right? And so I've intentionally lived my life so that my students can see, hey, like, education, being an educator is rewarding. Being married is rewarding and it's fun. And there was this expectation, like, people expected for me, being a dark-skinned young man, to hook up with a white woman or someone of fair complexion, right? And I'm like, oh, I love the darker the better for me. You know what I mean? But also, like, for me, showing my kids, like, my students, like, a healthy relationship. We're going to disagree, but we're going to work together.
Absolutely.
And we're going to thrive together. She's doing amazing things, and I'm doing stuff in my own right. You know what I mean?
Amazing.
things.
I was like,
Amazing things.
say amazing?
Yeah.
Amazing.
But yeah, and it's like, just because she's shining, it doesn't take away from my
Absolutely.
shine, and vice versa. You know, because our kids live in spaces where the man is the breadwinner, the man is the most important entity of the relationship, and it's like, no, I have a famous wife, you know, and I'm still okay. I still have my manhood.
Absolutely.
I haven't lost that.
That's
And
beautiful.
so for my kids to see that, you know, it's been important for me.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
He's-
Not only, go ahead.
I was gonna say, he's had someone tell him, like, man, why you still working? Like, you married to Dawn, you good now? Like, basically, like, just
Start you a business.
First
You can
of all,
start you a whole bunch
do
of
I
businesses.
look like a chick?
Come on.
That's about to be with somebody that's
That's
like,
like-
your money's our money.
yeah,
I'm done.
Yeah, that right.
Miss me with that.
Yeah,
Anyway,
that's
that's
not
why you
it.
stay over there.
Career.
Yeah.
Like, no, but yeah, no, it was like, and I know I was the other podcast. I know you guys had asked about like expectations or put on your marriage, and the way that people saw us and we got together, it was so he's done, and he's almost like the reverse. You know, the woman typically, if the man is, he's gonna follow, and then he should be good, and just nothing about me would be attracted to someone
Like
that.
that.
Yeah, and I'm okay if like home for all those things, but I'm talking about the unhealthy way
Correct.
of the following and just
Yes.
like whatever you say.
Say, yeah.
Whatever you like.
Exactly, whatever
Yeah.
you like. Not attracted to that. I even had the expectation when I had our first daughter, was training to go back to train for the Olympics, and literally a friend of mine, a friend of mine, her father grew up with them. I wasn't allowed to go to many households. This dude, he delivers mail. He delivered the mail, and I was pulling up to the house, and he pulls over, and I was like, "Oh, hey, hey, you," and rolled out the window. He come over. He was like, "Hey, so what you doing now?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm training again." He's like, he literally, Alonzo letting you train. I said, "Miss me."
with that energy.
And was so
Yeah.
but
serious
was,
about it.
and
Yeah.
didn't miss, and wasn't like the face didn't
Unflinching.
change. He was like, "You
Yeah.
letting you
Wow.
train for the Olympics?" And I said, "I'm sorry, what?"
What?
I was like, I said, "Let me." I was like, "Yeah." And then I called my friend, like, "Girl," she was like, "I'm so sorry. That's my daddy."
They come from a
Those
different
are the
era. They
types
don't
of
mean no.
things
They,
that-
he didn't mean no
Yeah.
harm.
Right, and that's why
Yeah.
But those are the types
he
of
must be
things
held
that
accountable.
people,
Yeah.
that people just speak on and put in
Yeah,
your marriage.
absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're not secure in your listen, how you over here mad at him like
Yeah, once you have kids, everything got to stop for you, right?
That's
Right.
That's the
Right.
That's
thing.
what they.
And I'm like, no, it's
No.
like we just bought 2 more tickets. I don't know. We're going. We're all going.
We're keep
We're all
going.
going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, that is so interesting because even when Kev's career started taking off, Joe was in soccer, and a lot of the moms were like, "Oh, I just can't believe that you're like traveling so much with the kids." And it's like, I don't know how to. Why are you expecting me or my husband to put our dreams or his
Yes.
dream on hold to raise children? That's how you build resentment.
Yes.
That's how you live life unfulfilled. Like
Yeah.
all of those things, trying to negotiate and navigate all of them. Is it difficult sometimes? Yes.
Right.
But you shouldn't have to stop.
Stop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
You
now the
shouldn't have
kid
to
don't even play
stop.
soccer no more, and you missed 6 years of your
Listen,
life.
do you hear
part.
me?
That
But think
part.
about this.
Oh,
We talk
man.
about this part. How many moms have said, "Well, I was doing this. I was chasing that dream, and then I had you." You know, so
Don't put that
and
on
you
me,
like,
Ricky Bobby.
right? But it's so,
like I forced my way into this world.
Right. But it's so many of us that literally are like, we think that we were our mother's or our parents' dream killer.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know?
that's so good.
And for me, that's why when I decided to go back, and literally one of my interviews, I said, because I was like, I want to play this for my daughter one day. I said, what I did not want, because I wanted to genuinely go back, what I did not want was for her to say, well, the last time she ran, she was saying, well, I stopped, so I could have kids. Like, yeah, I'm fast and stuff, but I want to have, I didn't like how that could possibly come across.
Land on her.
Yeah.
That's the expectation in
it
women's sports,
is.
though.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Once you have kids,
you have
your
to
career's over.
choose.
Yeah.
You have to choose. And not just that, you have daughters. So you're also now teaching
Exactly.
them
That's
how
it.
to
That's
navigate
it.
life
Every
as a
day.
woman in
Every
the
day.
world.
Absolutely.
So I have to, again, choose between my career, my dreams, and what I want, and having children. And that, it doesn't have to be. Go ahead, Kev.
I watched this movie called Boyhood one time. It's a fantastic film. And the premise is they shot it over, I believe, 12 years in actual life. Like 12 real years.
Wow.
Every summer they would shoot. So the kid's actually growing up in the movie. Everybody is. But he's growing the most because he's a child. And at the end of the movie, his sister goes away to college and moves on. And when he graduates, his mom did everything in her life for her kids from the moment they're born to the moment they're graduating high school. And at his high school graduation, she was like, I have nothing for me. My next milestone is my funeral.
Wow.
Like I had left, I had nothing to look forward to. My whole life was getting you guys ready. I put aside everything. She's like, I don't even know how to start because it's been like 20 years at that point, 22 years. So like Melissa said, we were talking, it's funny, my son, bless his heart, it's so interesting how your kids get part of your personality, but turned up.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
I remember he had a soccer tournament one time and they moved the date. And it was like a championship weekend. And I had the day off to be there. And then the fields got wet or something like that. So they moved it to a week that I had shows. So I'm driving him. I've told this story before, but who cares? You'll listen to it again because that's another thing old people do.
Tell the same story over and over,
Yes.
over
That's
again.
what oldness gets you.
Yeah.
We
and
drive
you better sit and listen.
And
And
you
you
better
better
listen.
listen. Like it's
And
the
don't
first
tell me
time.
you heard
Exactly.
it.
Right.
Don't tell me you heard it.
Yeah.
Don't
You
watch
look at
your
me
mouth.
like,
Yeah,
you hear
yeah.
about
Give me
gas.
all
Yeah.
the interactions as if
Everything
it was
I'm
the
looking
first
for.
time.
So we drive in the car for soccer practice. I'm like, hey, man, I'm not going to be able to go to your tournament. I'm saying, like, you're chasing your dream of being a soccer player. I'm chasing my dream of being a comedian. At the moment I said that, he said, hey, let me stop you real quick. Is this like a motivational YouTube video? And
He's
I was
so
like,
rude.
I turned the radio up. I said, oh, you don't care. Right? Like, but he got it. Right? Because we had told them that. I mean, drilled this into them like, we love y'all, but I'm going to be at that show. 'Cause this is my dream.
Wait.
You want to play soccer.
I have never heard a parent say, that's just not what you know what I mean?
No,
Parents are
I
like,
love
love
you.
you much.
Respect.
Love you so
I
much.
got to be in
So
Milwaukee
much.
this
Right.
weekend.
So
Yeah.
much.
Right? Because
My
my
love don't
goal,
change for you.
my love don't, because I also got to pay these bills.
Right.
Because this
That's
house,
true.
this room that you got,
Right.
Come on.
that
And
you
These
Trips,
rent,
soccer at
right.
this, that
That
the
fee?
club team,
Yeah.
Oh, they're so
Bruh.
expensive.
Yes.
they charge whatever it is.
Right.
And you ain't working, and son, you ain't working to pay for
All
it.
you
No.
do is grow
Not
out
a
the
thing.
cleats.
Right.
That's all you do is grow out the cleats. How you need new cleats within the season?
Right.
Right.
Ooh, oh.
Jeez.
So, but it was really interesting that you are raising. I think as parents, we often forget we are raising children to leave us.
Yes.
Well adjusted.
Yes.
And they should see that you chase not to the point of neglect, right? Because Melissa stayed home. I mean, to hit you. But Melissa stays with them, or we take turns, right? But even there, she's got her own speaking engagement. They're gonna be with their father.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna be in Atlanta this weekend. The boys gonna be with you. All right. I know them. I met them before. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
I think it's key that you have your own life and you balance that with
Yes.
their life. They don't take over your life.
Yeah.
Because
Take
then
over.
and that happens in marriage as well. Like the kids are gone. Now you're looking at,
Who are you?
like so much of our life, even Melissa and I right now, so much of our life is pick up, drop off. Who's picking up? Soccer, taking turns. Okay, I'll take them this time. You got to, you know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, graduation.
Yeah.
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 Now the house is quiet.
Yep.
Then
The
you like,
pandemic
wait a
slowed
sec.
that down for us. It
Yeah.
definitely slowed that down for us
Yeah.
because like Harper was about to turn 1 when the pandemic started, and so in that window, it's also during track season. So all we're doing is, I'm leaving before she wakes up.
Yep.
And when I get home, she got about 2 hours before she get ready to go
Yep.
to bed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
that was the day. That was
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean? Nonstop. I see Dawn because Dawn come and train. I'll hold Harper and everything like that, but it was just like nonstop. So I didn't get to like really interact with my daughter until the weekend, which was another chore because I got my yoga studio as well. And I gotta show up for that, you know. So all I got is Sunday, but I really don't got Sunday for real because we got to go to church.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so, and then we gotta balance the baby with the grandparents because that's when the grandparents
wanna
see.
see them, yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when the pandemic happened, everything was able to stop. And I was able to like just continue to watch.
Recalibrate.
Yeah.
And just be there.
Do you feel like you changed your priorities coming out of the pandemic?
Oh, okay.
We're
I was
still
gonna
in
say,
it.
huh?
You're going to stop saying
No,
things.
Joe Biden said we out, but
Okay.
that's it.
Why are you married to him?
I'm like,
He's like, you know what it is.
It took me out the hamster wheel.
for real.
Right? Because, like, you know,
yeah.
I'm working for other people. The pandemic showed me that I can do the same thing, but for myself
Yeah.
and have time for my kids.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in a way where I can bring her to work or I
Right.
can bring her here
Yeah.
or there, or we can stop and go to the park. You know what I mean? Prior to that, ain't no park time because it's sundown.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it recentered me to like do what I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
As a man and as a like, you know, all of the things, right?
Yeah.
And not have to like mute myself. So I think that's what it did for me.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Well, listen, I'm over here like, yep, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah.
No, it was to me. It showed me just how important I really felt like time together was.
Man.
Because like you said, all the mornings leaving before and after, and she was with me during the day, and so anytime I would do something like even events I would have, my mom would maybe go with me to watch her, and I remember being like, he's really seeing her like an hour and a half, you know, like,
Yeah.
and so what it really made me so already walking away from the sport, having a child, then going back, I was caught off guard because I was like, people live like this every day. I could not like to really live it now and see people go to work at this time and oh my goodness, you don't get home till when? That's it?
That's it.
Yeah.
Your kids, and although I
Yeah.
grew up that way,
Yeah.
but I had been
Yeah.
away from it so long,
Yeah.
and my
That's
schedule
whack.
professionally was
Yeah.
pretty much what I said it. I mean, you know, we lived apart for the first 6 years of our marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I still it was on my schedule.
Right.
And I didn't feel like I was missing anything. I didn't have people yet. And then once we got together, I'm like, no, time together is important.
Yes.
And
Right.
then kids, I'm like, so I told him, I said, listen, financially, maybe we just got to figure out something else.
Yes.
Because what we not doing is
Yeah.
every
No
day
time.
you getting home with just 2 hours left.
Yes.
That's just
Crazy.
It is.
Yes. I really do feel like that's what it started to put into perspective. Exactly that.
Yes.
Like, we're spending all of this time doing this, that, and the third. And really what's important to me is spending time with you.
That's it.
Yeah.
So now that we have this time together, before we come out of the pandemic that Kev says we're still in, can we change our schedule to reflect more of what I've determined to be important?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
otherwise, pre-pandemic, it's all hustle and bustle.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
think about this from what you just said. Can we switch our schedule? So many people don't have that option.
Listen.
Listen, they
have
like the
luxury.
pandemic put me even more in the hole. So I'm coming
Yeah.
out. Now we'll have 30 minutes with the kids because I got to work longer. I'm taking on an
That's so
extra
true.
job. So it's just like I've definitely recognized that we are in such a blessed,
Privileged position. Absolutely.
to just be like, you know what? Yeah, that's too much. We're just going to cut back there. Who cutting back?
Yeah.
You know, they're adding on. And so it just, for an example, you guys, and I'm just serious, I was watching, which podcast was it? It was this one, but I'm trying to think of the couple.
The couple.
But what you guys were saying was before you guys really were like who picking up, like for real, like you had jobs and you were really paying, like you were like, okay, bills, we got this, like regular people. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I told Alonzo today, because we just have ideas and dreams, step away, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. That's scary. And I'm like, but to see you guys have
Oh, for
whatever
sure.
the challenges that you have,
Yeah.
you guys are just an example of like, it's possible though.
The whole journey.
The whole
Mhm.
journey.
The whole
And I
journey.
often say that people see, when they see me and I go and speak, you see the end product.
Come
right?
on.
Yeah.
You didn't see none of the tears. You ain't see me out there like, well, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Type
Falling
of thing.
spikes and all of that stuff.
All of it. And I say, you see the end product. And so for me, I feel like, just a little bit of you guys' journey. Because you'll say every now and then, like, we ain't start here. You know, we
Listen.
didn't. And so just trying to remember that it really is a journey. And it's like, don't be stuck on, that's where they are now.
Correct.
Yeah.
And enjoying, because so many times you see people talk about when you're in your 20 to when you're kids, everything is hard because you think, people telling me what to do.
Yeah.
Then the 20 to say 30 something, it's like hard because you're really figuring out life. You really got to pay bills. You don't know. You're in that hamster
You
wheel.
got a little bit of money
Then you
now.
get
Yeah.
40 somethings, and all of a sudden, you start to realize like, oh, life is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And you have
Yeah.
to cherish it. And I'm set on, I'm doing it now.
Correct.
I'm not about to be like 60, like, you know what?
Right.
This is the
Time
good.
is
Yeah.
precious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love you.
Yeah.
Like, no, miss me with that.
Come
I'm
on.
not doing 60 years. And then I'm like, you know, I love you, right? I thought, but you ain't said it in a while.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, so.
I love that. Especially as we are approaching our 40s, recognizing that these are like precious moments.
Yeah.
I said this even when Tony's son passed. I hate sometimes that tragedy offers perspective.
Yeah.
But it often is
Yes.
like the shake that you need. And so with Sincere passing and or I'm sorry, Serene, you know why? It's because Sincere just graduated.
It looks so good.
I know.
Yeah, he did.
With Serene passing and now I was about to say Tony and Jason, my brother-in-law, passing, it did offer that perspective about like what is important to
Yes.
me and the time that you spend with your kids and your family and carving out those moments is what's actually the most important.
Yeah.
And really the only things that you're really going to remember.
That's it.
Kev talks about, he actually just was talking about this. We had a woman on the last episode where her husband just recently passed. And Kev was talking about this trip I planned for the family to go to Disneyland last summer. And I was like hell-bent on all of us going. Like for whatever reason, I was just like, we all need to go. I want everybody to come. We're going to make pallets on the floor, all these things. No one, like if I think hard enough, I can remember like Jason working my nerves about this trip. But really, that's not what I remember about this trip. It's all of us getting together.
Yep.
It's Jason being Dr. Jason when my niece sprained her her ankle. Like it's those things
No,
that
her kneecap
Oh, it
was
was her knee.
dislocated.
Oh my God.
Well,
And he
shoot.
just went and relocated it. He was like, I can do this. We were like, we weren't there, but they told us. They were like,
There's
why?
a video, and you literally hear him like,
Oh my God.
He was like,
Yes.
why did you do that? He was just like, I probably just knew I could do it. I was like, you're not a medical professional.
Exactly.
But it worked. And that's funny because I remember the kids was musty. They was in our house. So I do remember that. I was like, all right, Melissa, we had to set all them down. I said, it's too many of y'all.
oh, we did
Everybody-
have to do that.
We don't want to single you out. We knew who it was.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
don't want to
yeah.
single you out.
Oh yeah.
Everybody, let's just run through them showers. We
Yeah,
got showers
just-
all over
just
this house.
everybody.
Everybody.
I know it's you, but
know
I ain't
it's
gonna
you.
put you out.
I'm not gonna embarrass
They
you.
know it's you.
Correct.
We just gonna-
So
yeah.
everybody come in here. Let's have a
Yeah.
team meeting about how to wash under your arms.
Yeah.
Oh.
No,
my
I do
goodness.
remember that.
Yeah, but it's like, to your point, you don't remember the like,
The build up.
the build up, the worst
prep.
parts. You remember the
Yeah.
pictures
Yeah.
and the turkey legs
Yeah.
or whatever that is, or the rides. We rode this ride. It's one of my favorite memories. We had no idea what the ride was. Never rode it, never heard of it. We get on this ride. We think we're going forward.
Oh no.
The ground, I mean, I don't know why we thought this, because the whole thing
It's
is an
up.
elevator up. Never heard of it. And my oldest son always looks at the rides. He'd be like,
Okay.
let me just.
Right.
So we think we're about to go forward. The floor drops out.
Nope.
We drop.
Nope.
Down.
You
Oh,
a
When
lie.
they take a picture of us, we all.
Just-
It's one of the funniest memories because we literally had no idea, and we didn't know that would be the last summer that we would all be able to do that like that. You know, so
And now, knowing what we know now, Jason should not have been on that
he
ride.
shouldn't have been.
That trip would have been totally different. But Jason should not have been on that ride.
That's funny.
But regardless, listen, that was an hour.
Oh, just
Yes.
like that.
Okay.
That's what happened when the Nelsons come over.
Come
When
on.
trying
the
to tell
Nelsons
you.
come over, we gonna talk about. Oh yeah, we
Listen
are.
to me. It started real good, and then
It
got
was good all
deeper
the way
and
through.
good.
All the way
Deeper
through.
and good.
And deeper and good.
And black men, this was for y'all. The
Yes.
first half, at least. You as beautiful the
Commit.
way you is.
Come on.
You ready?
And we love you. Listen.
We're here
They
whenever you're ready.
We love you.
What's your advice to the men that's going bald?
You gonna
To the
ball-
to the
em-
to the
embrace it.
28-year-old that's holding on to God's
Em-
unchanging hand.
Embrace it. Embrace it. It's not going. It's not going to change. So embrace it because you're more comfortable, right?
Yeah.
If you're holding on to it, you're hoping that people don't notice. You know what I mean? What you notice.
Yep.
Right. And what I was talking to my business partner about. I was like, look, man, I'm tired of my hair. I'm ready to cut it off. I was like, just cut it off then. Like, you're going to be fine.
Yeah.
And so, like, for us, like, for me, I thought that people would look at me differently. Like, man, like, I ain't know you was balding. Like, they know you balding. They know your hair is thin. And I had students that would, like periodically, like, talk
Yeah.
about my
Yeah.
thinning hair.
Yeah.
You know, so then when I did it, it was like, I ain't gotta worry about nobody. If they looking at my head, we all know it's gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it's that other freedom about like, okay, if it's coming in a little bit, it's all good.
Yeah.
Like I don't have to like really like etch out time to like
Finagle it.
Yes.
Yeah. I love
clean
it.
off the sink because
Right.
it's dust all
Listen.
over the place. It was a mess. It was all
stressful. But no, but what I was also going to say, my advice, to you men is seriously, the people in your life are going to love you.
Yes, that's
absolutely
good,
going to
Dawn.
love you. But the other thing is just like everything else in life, you're going to find what works for you. You're going to find your style.
Yeah.
Yes, it is a new look. You're going to find your thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're going to be comfortable now. You're going to be killing them like, I should have been here about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You know
And
what I
if
mean?
your
That's your
partner,
new
if
swag.
your partner ain't on board with something like this is a life,
Yes.
like this is nothing that
very
we can
true.
control.
Yeah, that's
Right.
part of life.
If
So
your
good.
partner's not down for that, then
You need to rethink things. You say that.
Yeah.
'Cause I was like, don't, you ain't leaving. Just,
Yeah,
just say
yeah, yeah.
return.
time to
Alonzo was
reassess
like,
some things.
bounce.
Right.
I'm like, man,
no,
I saw
no,
the
time to
I was like,
reassess.
Don't
right.
tell him to exit.
Right.
But yes.
I
Yeah.
love this. Thank you guys so much. You guys are a good time. Okay. I knew that virtually, but in person, you guys are very good energy. Don, can you tell, and Alonzo, the people but you don't be on the socials all the time, but sometimes you be up on there. Yeah. Tell us about your social media.
Yes. Okay. So my social medias
Yes.
is really you can just plug in my name, Dawn Harper Nelson, and that will pop up. But D Harp 100MH,
Yes.
and that's pretty much on everything: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all the jazz. And then we have the real Nelsons that we started.
Yeah, we started that and we've
Yes, but
fallen
we
off,
still
but the real Nelsons.
But yeah,
Real
good
Nelsons.
stuff.
And then I am ZOEESL, and on YouTube I'm Mr. Do the Math,
Yeah.
and I have all math videos, everything math from elementary math to algebra 2 and things above and in between.
Let me find out you need to be tutoring my son.
Say the
Let
word.
me find out you need to
Yeah.
be tutoring Isaiah.
Yeah.
Put your baby out there like that. But yeah,
That's-
so thank you so much
that's
for
us,
having
yeah.
us.
Of course.
Seriously.
Thank you.
Thank
guys
you
for coming.
guys so much for joining us on this episode of Marriage Be Hard. Until the next one, bye.